Financial literacy for kids: 10 strategies for raising the next generation of savvy savers. You look around and realize our kids aren't learning key financial skills. This gap in financial literacy puts them on shaky ground as they approach adulthood. The importance of understanding money isn't new, but it's often overlooked in children's education. However, it's never too late to change the status quo. The beauty of financial education is that it can start at any age, and the earlier, the better. Kids equipped with financial know-how can navigate their way to a secure future. They'll appreciate the power of saving, the wisdom in budgeting, and the potential risks of debt. As a parent, you might wonder, where do I start? This is your handy guide. It's packed with 10 simple strategies to help you instill financial literacy in your kids. You're about to take the first step in raising the next generation of savvy savers. Remember, you're not just teaching your kids about money. You're shaping their future, arming them with the tools they'll need to thrive. It's time to set our kids up for financial success. Strategy 1: Basic money concepts. Start with the basics. Money isn't just a piece of paper or a shiny coin. It's a tool, a means of exchange. It's crucial to introduce your kids to this concept. Break it down to their level, explain what money is, and how it works in everyday life. Here's a tip: you could play store at home. Use play money and everyday items. It's a hands-on way for your kids to grasp how money is used to buy goods. They'll get to see firsthand that every item has a value, and that money is a means of getting these items. Another essential concept is that money is earned. It's not just something you pull out of your wallet or find at the ATM. Let them understand that money comes from work. This gives them a sense of value for money. They'll learn to appreciate it and won't take it for granted. So, why are these basic concepts important? Well, they are the foundation of financial literacy. Once your kids understand these, you can move on to more complex lessons. Like building blocks, each concept sets the stage for the next. In no time, your kids will be well on their way to becoming financially literate. Strategy 2: Earning money through chores. We all know money doesn't grow on trees. But how do we help our kids understand this? Here's a strategy: assign them chores. Yes, you read it right. Good old-fashioned household tasks can work wonders. Assign tasks that are suitable for their age. It could be as simple as making their bed, or as complex as doing the dishes. Make a chores chart, add some tasks, and attach a price to each task. When they complete a chore, give them the amount associated with it. They'll quickly grasp the idea that work equals money. Earning their money does two things. First, it gives your kids a sense of responsibility. They'll appreciate the effort that goes into earning money. Secondly, they'll start understanding the value of money. They'll likely think twice before spending money they worked hard to earn. Remember, the goal isn't to make your kids feel like they are toiling away. You're teaching them a valuable life lesson. By earning money through chores, they are learning the importance of work ethic and financial responsibility. This simple approach can set them on a path to becoming savvy savers. Strategy 3: Saving habits. It's one thing to earn money, but knowing how to save it is a game changer. Teaching your kids to set aside part of their money can build habits that last a lifetime. But how do you make saving appealing to a child? Get them a piggy bank, or better yet, open a savings account for them. Each time they receive money, encourage them to save a portion. You could even introduce a saving goal, like a toy they've been eyeing. By saving for it, they'll learn that they can't always have what they want instantly. This strategy teaches them about delayed gratification. It's a vital skill not just in finance, but in life. They'll learn that waiting and working towards a goal can be more rewarding than immediate gratification. Let's remember, though, that it's not about the amount they save. It's about instilling the habit. As they grow, this habit will evolve. They'll learn to save for bigger things like a car, college, or even a house. It's all about planting that seed of financial prudence early on. Strategy 4: Smart spending. With your kids earning and saving, let's now focus on smart spending. In an age of consumerism, it's easy to get swayed by flashy ads and the latest trends. Teaching your kids the difference between needs and wants is crucial. So, how do you go about it? Start by explaining the concept. Needs are things we can't live without: food, clothing, shelter. Wants, on the other hand, are things we'd like to have but don't necessarily need, like the newest video game or a designer outfit. Make this conversation age-appropriate and relatable. Next, involve them in real-life scenarios. Let them help with grocery shopping. Show them how you choose items based on need rather than want. They'll see firsthand that resources are finite and should be allocated wisely. Encourage them to apply this principle when spending their money. If they are torn between two items, ask them if it's a need or a want. This helps them make informed choices. Remember, it's not about depriving them of what they want. It's about teaching them to make wise decisions. When they can differentiate between needs and wants, they'll be savvier spenders. And that's a skill they'll thank you for in the long run. Strategy 5: Introduction to budgeting. Budgeting is the cornerstone of financial management. But, how do you explain budgeting to a kid? Well, here's a simple approach. Begin by explaining what a budget is. It's a plan for how to spend money. It involves setting aside money for needs first, then wants. With their money from chores, your kids can start their own simple budget. You might be surprised at how quickly they catch on. Then, involve them in family budgeting. Show them how you allocate funds for various expenses. This can give them a real-life example of budgeting in action. They'll understand how planning finances helps meet needs and still accommodates wants. Encourage them to stick to their budget. If they overspend in one area, they'll have to cut back in another. This gives them a sense of financial responsibility. They'll learn that they can't have everything and must make choices. Remember, budgeting is a skill that takes time to master. Be patient with your kids. As they get better, they'll be well on their way to becoming budgeting pros. It's a skill that'll serve them well into adulthood and beyond. Strategy 6: Learning about debt and credit. It's never too early to introduce the concept of debt and credit. They are part of adult financial life, and understanding them can help kids avoid common pitfalls. But how do you make these complex concepts kid-friendly? Start with the basics. Explain what debt is: a sum of money owed to someone else. You could illustrate this with a simple scenario. Suppose they want a toy that costs more than they have. They could borrow the money, but they'd have to pay it back later. Next, introduce the concept of credit. It's like a promise. They are promising to pay back the money they owe later. This can be a little tricky for kids, but real-life examples can help. Use scenarios they can relate to. Then, discuss the implications. Talk about interest, the extra money you pay for borrowing. They'll learn that borrowing can be costly. If they can't pay back the debt, it could lead to problems. Remember, the goal isn't to scare them. It's to help them understand that while credit can be useful, it should be used wisely. By introducing debt and credit early on, you're equipping your kids with knowledge that can help them make informed decisions later in life. Strategy 7: Investment principles for kids. Even kids can grasp the basics of investing. It's all about explaining it in terms they can understand. Begin by explaining what investing is. In simple terms, it's putting money into something, hoping it'll grow over time. Use examples they can relate to, like planting a seed and waiting for it to grow into a tree. Just like the tree, their money can grow over time. Then, introduce the concept of risk. Not all investments are a sure thing. Sometimes, they can lose money. It's essential to understand this so they can make informed decisions. A simple game of flipping a coin could illustrate this point. It's not always a win, is it? Next, talk about patience. Investments usually don't grow overnight. They require time. Teaching kids to be patient can help them understand the concept of long-term investing. Remember, it's not about making them investment gurus. It's about exposing them to the concept. An early understanding of investment principles can foster a mindset that'll help them build wealth in the future. Strategy 8. Utilizing financial literacy apps and games. In this digital age, there's an app for everything, even financial literacy. So why not leverage technology to make learning about money fun and interactive? There are numerous apps and games designed to teach kids about money. They cover various topics, from earning and saving to budgeting and investing. The trick is to choose one that's age-appropriate and engaging. They'll be learning financial skills without even realizing it. But it's not just about playing the game. Take the time to discuss the lessons learned. Ask them what they did, why they did it, and what the outcome was. This discussion can help reinforce the concepts they are learning. Remember, though, technology should supplement, not replace, real-life learning. Use these apps as tools to reinforce the lessons you're teaching. They can make the learning process more engaging and fun. By using these apps and games, you're not just making financial literacy fun. You're also helping your kids become comfortable with using technology to manage finances. This is a skill that'll be incredibly valuable in their digital future. Strategy 9. Fostering a positive money mindset. As we navigate through these strategies, there's an underlying lesson that's equally important: fostering a positive money mindset. This is the perspective that money is a tool, not a measure of success. Let's discuss how you can instill this mindset in your kids. First, be aware of how you talk about money. If you're always stressed or negative about it, your kids will pick up on this. Instead, present money as a tool that helps us live our lives. It's not good or bad, it's what we do with it that counts. Encourage them to think of money as a means to reach goals. Whether it's buying a new toy, going to college, or starting a business, money is the tool that helps us achieve these things. But remind them that while money can help achieve goals, it's not the goal itself. Promote the idea of giving. Teach them that money can be used to help others. They could donate part of their allowance to a charity or use it to help a friend in need. This can show them that money can be used for good. Remember, cultivating a positive money mindset is an ongoing process. But by starting early, you can lay a solid foundation. A healthy attitude towards money can make all the difference in how they manage their finances as adults. Isn't that a goal worth pursuing? Strategy 10. Role-playing financial scenarios. Simulating real-life financial situations can provide your kids with hands-on experience. It's like a rehearsal for the financial decisions they'll make in the future. Start with simple scenarios. Perhaps they are at a toy store with a limited amount of money. What would they buy? This can teach them about making choices and prioritizing wants. It can also help them practice budgeting and smart spending. You can also simulate more complex situations as they grow older. For instance, how would they handle a sudden expense? Or, what if they had a windfall? These scenarios can teach them about emergency savings and wise use of unexpected money. Encourage them to reflect on their decisions. What went well? What could they have done differently? This self-reflection can help them learn from their experiences and make better decisions in the future. Remember, the goal of role-playing isn't to test them. It's to provide a safe space to practice financial decisions. This hands-on learning can make financial literacy more tangible and fun. and it can prepare them for the real-world financial decisions they'll face in the future. Conclusion. We've journeyed through 10 strategies for teaching financial literacy to kids. Now, it's up to you. Implement these strategies, starting where your child is right now. Patience is key. Remember, financial literacy isn't learned overnight, but with consistent effort, you'll see growth. And finally, remember that this journey doesn't end here. As your kids grow, their financial education should grow with them. Keep engaging them in conversations about money. The reward: raising a generation of savvy savers. And that's a legacy to be proud of.